Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. This is a timeless reading and it is for the collective. So whenever you found this video, however you find it, it is the right time for you to be getting this message. You were looking for some clarification or guidance on something, and this is your answer. Okay, so please feel welcome in this space. For returning friends, you guys know the drill. Get your seat, get your drink, get your whatever, and just sit back and relax. These readings sometimes are a little bit long. We start out by looking at the energy of the card itself, and then we go into the actual extended reading from the book. For new friends, that's the way that we normally go through these. Please feel welcome here. This is a space where nothing but love and encouragement and support come to you always. The cards may not always have a happy message necessarily, or an easy message, we can say. And I'll never sugarcoat those. I will always tell you the truth. But there's always a way where we can look at anything and see a positive side as well as a negative side. That's part of our 3D reality. We have that option of choosing what polarity we want to pay attention to and focus on. And the ultimate goal, as always, is for us to become our most authentic selves, which allows others to watch us by example and learn how to be their authentic selves for the highest and greatest good of all. So if you want to take a moment, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe, it does help the YouTube algorithm help other people find these videos and find this channel. And that's how you found it. So I thank you so much for doing that if you feel so inclined. Let's just take a look for a moment at this card. This is from the Stephen D. Farmer Earth Magic Oracle deck. And this card for today is Forest, which represents breath. And I just want to talk a moment about two words, breath and breathe, because I don't know about you, but for me personally, I always confuse those two words. I know the rule, and it doesn't make any difference. I still confuse them regardless. Breath is what this card says. It is the noun when we are talking about like the air that's going through our lungs, that breath. Take a deep breath. And it also represents the actual air itself. It's a noun. Breath is a noun, and it doesn't have an E at the end. When you put the E at the end, it makes that first E long, and it becomes breathe. And breathe is the verb, to breathe. I'm breathing hard now, or it's time to breathe, as opposed to it's time to take a breath. Okay, so there's the difference between those two words. Honestly, I will tell you, when I look at this card originally and get the energy from this card, it feels more, I want to say breath, I want to say breathe. This feels, because we know that forests as a general rule are correlated with breathing. It is the way that we produce a lot of our oxygen and process a lot of the carbon on the planet through the carbon dioxide sink, the carbon sink with the forests. All trees, all plants in general, are carbon sinks to a greater and lesser degree, depending on their vitality, the timing in their lifetimes. Younger trees are more productive in that regard than older trees, but older trees provide other things as well. So a forest really has all of the above, and obviously very strong earth energy. So let's take a look in the book and find out what the extended reading is for the card for today. This is Forest, and it represents breath. As we make our way across the meadow to the thicker parts of the forest, there's a subtle shift in the sensations in the body, one that might initially be barely perceptible, but soon becomes undeniable. It's nearly impossible not to take deeper breaths. The richness of the forest's oxygen, given freely and generously from the trees, the standing ones, to us, is a natural exchange for the carbon dioxide we release every time we exhale. Further, The animals of the forest participate in this exchange as well, in what is one of the most miraculous and remarkable collaborations between plants and animals that serve to help each other live and thrive. The ratio of this oxygen-carbon dioxide exchange has been in balance for millennia, but has been changing quite dramatically in the last several years as carbon dioxide levels have been rising. Yet, there are many parts of the world where we can still enjoy the refreshing and revitalizing effects of an afternoon, enjoying the sights, sounds, and smells of a walk in the forest. Through prayer and action, we can express our gratitude to these tree beings for the many gifts they provide, not the least of which is contributing to the very air we breathe. Things are different after a walk in the forest. Your breathing is too shallow. Everybody says. Although it may feel natural, it is an unhealthy habit that causes this shortness of breath. When you subconsciously shorten your breath, no matter if this is habitual or triggered by some event or circumstance, it activates certain physiological signals that prepare your system for fight or flight. Another conditioned response to perceived danger is to hold your breath. This is your survival response, although it does not serve you to do so. So, breathe. Inhale deeply, regardless of your concerns, worries, or problems. Then let it go. Next, allow yourself to breathe a little deeper and slower a few times. Remember that every breath you inhale is a gift, and every breath you exhale is a gift. The forest is a clear reminder of how this works. Well, that was a lovely reading. I'm getting a couple of things, several things actually, from this reading. The first thing, talking about collaboration. This world and the human experience is primarily based on competition. We actually put that on a pedestal when we talk about free enterprise and the free marketplace. The idea of competition, that competition is healthy. We hear that a lot. Sports are very big across the globe, and they're very competitive. You know, it's pitting one person against the other. Sometimes there will be a collaboration within a team, and that can be correlated directly to the tribe. It's still very, very insular, and we are not living in an insular world anymore. Whether that's something that you are comfortable with or not, it's simply the truth, and we understand this on a cellular level. We are all connected, and the more we go on day to day, the more that becomes so clear, so evident. What I do is going to affect you. What you do is going to affect me. From the very air we breathe, we are sharing those molecules. And remember, in quantum physics, as soon as two atoms kind of get acquainted, they're in the same space, they become connected as well. And that's where Albert Einstein called it the spooky action from a distance, where the molecules will actually communicate with each other. Okay, so there is no separation. Just as there's no separation in the forest, you have no separation in the world. So we are being called at this time to release. Competition is an ego thing. I want to win. I want to win a conversation. I want to win a situation, right? These are all competition, competitive scenarios. We are being invited, we have the opportunity now to release the ego that requires us to win, and to look for the collaborative action where we're working with others, where we're working with the energy around us, not against it, where we're flowing with the river, where we're using our oar to fend off the rocks, not climb up on them with our boat, right? We're not trying to remake the energy. We can't. We cannot control what's happening outside of us. We can only control what we are doing, what we are feeling, what we are thinking. So releasing the ego to allow for that collaboration where I share my energy with you and that makes me stronger and you share your energy with me and that makes you stronger and me. Just like the forest where we share that exchange, where it becomes a collaborative effort. So that's the first thing I'm getting. The second thing is just about breathing in general. Absolutely right. When we are running around doing our normal stuff, we are breathing very shallowly. Unless you are from one of the philosophies and practices where you are doing a lot of work on a daily basis on breath work specifically, as a general rule, we're just not paying attention to it, and it can be very shallow. It does affect the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what releases those flight hormones, stress hormones, which are a major contributor to heart conditions, to cancers, to a lot of different physical dis-ease, not being in ease, not going with the flow. Okay, this is a thing. So very simple way to do this. You exhale for 2 to 4 beats longer than you inhale. So it doesn't make any difference how long the inhale and exhale is, as long as the exhale is longer than the inhale. So if you take an in-breath, if you breathe in for 6 seconds, you release over 8 to 10 seconds. If you take a breath in for 4 seconds, you release 6 to 8 seconds long. Okay, so the inhale is 4 seconds long, the exhale is 6 to 8 seconds long. So just do that now. Do that with me. So take a breath in and release, but let it go. Slow, slow. There we go. And you feel your instant inhaling, and it's much deeper. It's much more full. And you're releasing again very slowly and relaxed. That's the point, is normally your body cannot exhale longer than it inhales unless you're relaxed, unless you feel safe. And that's the thing, is once you feel like you can take that breath and let it go and relax and release, you are telling your body you're safe. No more stress hormones necessary. Now we can increase the endorphins. We can increase the healing. We can reduce the stress. Plain and simple. Taking that walk in the forest, it does so many things. It connects you with nature. It gives you an opportunity to get some good quality oxygen and share in that energy exchange as well. So if you have the opportunity, I highly recommend taking a walk in the forest today. That is what our card is telling us today. It's telling us to take that breath and then to take the next breath, and just to be aware of our breath throughout the day. So if you're thinking about it and just feeling kind of rushed, just stop for a second, let all the air out, and take a good, deep, full breath in, and then release it slowly. And then go about your day. Literally takes like 5-10 seconds, and I know that you have that much time available to you. I know you do. You know you do. You deserve that 10 seconds, okay? I don't care what the situation is. You deserve that. You've earned it. So take that breath. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.